What's going on, everyone? Joe back with Grilla Joe's Barbecue. Today, we're cooking a chili for a collaboration called the Chili Smackdown 2023. It's hosted by Kettle Kitchen and Not For Nothing Homestead, so make sure you check them as well. There'll be a bunch of videos with the hashtag Chili Smackdown 2023, so make sure you check them all out. And we're gonna get right into it. Today, we are going to be making a smoked brisket chili. I have a bunch of beautiful brisket just waiting to be used. I'm gonna be using that. I'm using some hot sausage, about a pound of each. Then we got a different assortment of beans. I'll put the recipe down below. Diced tomatoes, crushed tomatoes. We got our different seasonings and some beef broth. The last time I made chili, it was way too sweet. I put a little too much of the sweetness in there. So this time we're definitely going for a more spicy chili. But first things first, I did call it a smoked chili, so I'm gonna take this pound of sausage and I'm gonna throw it on the smoker. So I'm just gonna take this sausage out of the package, go throw it on the smoker just like this, and it's gonna get a good base smoke on it. And we'll let that smoke until we take the whole pot out there, and then we'll break this up into the chili. So I'm just gonna take that log, throw it on the smoker. All right, now that that pound of sausage is on the smoker, I'm gonna take a decent amount of brisket here, and this would have been the burn inside. So I'm gonna try to, I don't want a lot of the fat, so I'm gonna break it apart. When I chop this up, I'm gonna take off quite a bit of that fat. But not all of it. I'm shooting for about yay big chunks. So like this one has a lot of fat. I'm gonna take that huge chunk of fat off. Whiskey, you want some treat? You want a treat? Come here. You want a treat? Hey, good boy. You want a treat? Hey, good boy. You always got to have your personal disposal units at hand. Sit. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. I think having this smoked brisket in there is going to really up this flavor profile. All the bark in there, you're going to get some pretty decent sized bites of brisket. What I'm going to do is turn my little heating pan on here. And I'm not going to add any oil in here because this will have enough fat that will render down. Now my little helpers won't leave, they're just waiting. They know there's extra pieces, huh? Good boy. Good boy. I'd say that's probably about a pound. I got some more uses for this brisket coming up. I have another video that'll be coming out. Actually, it should have already come out. Should have came out last week. So that one will also be one you can watch that I use this brisket for. When you cook up this much brisket, you really got to have a handful of projects you're going to put on them. But one thing I love is just the flat, great cold. I just eat this cold. This is my snack during the day. All right, we're going to put in one jalapeno. Like I said, this one's going to be a little bit spicier. I'm not going to put a lot of jalapeno in, but that sausage I have on the smoker is spicy. Last time I used a maple sausage. I think that really mellowed it out. And last time I put in brown sugar, and I'm not gonna put any brown sugar in this time. I'm just gonna dice this guy up. All right. Now I bought an assortment of beans. I got some dark red kidney beans, I got some pinto beans, and I got some red beans. I do like having beans in my chili, but I do wash them first. So I'm gonna get these opened up, drained out, and washed. All right, that's cooking down. Getting a lot of flavor in there on that bottom. Once I get my tomatoes in here, that acidity will help get some of that flavor off the bottom of this. So I'm not going to use this whole can of these crushed tomatoes. about half of that in. Whew, that's hot. The whole can of the diced tomatoes. I opened up 3 of the cans of beans. I'm gonna dump those in. I'm gonna add some beef broth. I don't really measure. You just kind of put in what you feel like. Check it out. Add in more if you need it. Then I got some chipotle chili pepper. Give it a little heat. And then just some chili powder. And a little garlic. And we're just add a little bit of Boulevard Pale Ale. If you don't want to add that beer in, which it's going to cook down anyways, you can add in more beef broth. All right, this is pretty much done until we're done with that sausage, and we can throw that in here as well. So I'm going to turn this heat off. I'm going to take this outside and throw it on the smoker. All right, so it's been about 2 hours with the sausage on there. I got my pot here on the side. That's all getting hot and cooked. The sausage is definitely not cooked all the way through, but what we're gonna do is break it up, put it in the chili. I just wanted to get a good amount of smoke on it. So now we're just gonna break it up and get it mixed into the chili. You can tell it's got a good amount of flavor from that post oak in there. If I break it open, it's actually almost cooked all the way through. So I'm just gonna break this up by hand. Got the cotton gloves on underneath the nitrate gloves. And just like that, and I'll get that mixed in. It's definitely a very hearty chili. We're just gonna leave it out here to cook for a little while longer. All right, everyone, we are back from the smoker. This thing is done. Look at that. Woo. This is a hearty chili. I mean, I got a whole pound of that sausage in here and probably over a pound of the brisket in here. So we're just gonna, I got a lot of heat coming out of there. Get a nice big old spoonful of that to try out. Also on the side here, you'll see some cheesy brisket bread. Made this up today too. There'll be a video to watch for that. That will already be out, so you can check out how I made this. But we're gonna dip some of that in the chili as well. So, let's give it a shot. That was a really hot bite. I gotta let that cool down some. There's a little bit of spice. It's not sweet like the last one I made. I didn't put any brown sugar in. I did put a little bit of honey in while it was cooking to try to offset some of the bitterness from that cooking with the beer and then having a little bit of spice. Leaving a little bit of heat on the tongue to get some more flavor in there. Yeah, overall, I think this is really good. The last one, like I said, was way too sweet. This one is smoky, has some heat to it. It has great smoked brisket in here. If you get a piece with some of that bark in it, you're getting double the flavor. Yeah, I really like this. So I like cooking a big brisket. You can use all the leftovers for so many extra meals. I'm just gonna take some of this brisket bread that we already cooked up, dip that in there. That's where it's at. Get yourself a good loaf of bread. Woo, that is delicious. So, if you try some brisket chili, let me know. Make sure you check out all of the other videos in the collaboration. This is the Chili Smackdown 2023. There'll be a link in the description of all the playlists for the videos. And thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time.